Today we have 4 new additions which we're going to put into the collection, and we'll just let you have a look around them in case you'd like to add them to yours. First up we have this Land Rover Discovery, and it is in fact a Land Rover Discovery 4, and the catalogue number for this one, should you require one, is 76 DIS001. Now, to my eye, they've captured the lines of this vehicle pretty well in this model. It looks quite good in this colour scheme, and looking round, all the proportions seem to be quite right. They really do produce a good model, and for the price, they're pretty good value. Certainly, the Discovery from this angle really does capture the lines of the vehicle very nicely. Nice set of wheels on it. The detail is picked out nicely with the window frames, etc. And inside you've got the cream interior, which is laid out quite nicely. The front end looks well proportioned, and nice clear number plate, and the details you would come to expect. Moving on around the other side, again, nice crisp lines, and yeah, this one's going to make a nice addition. The 3 sunroofs in the top have been depicted well. This version of the vehicle has 3 rows of seats, although I should imagine there isn't a lot of room at the rear. Our next subject today is also a Discovery 4, and as we can see, the details are, it's a Land Rover Discovery 4 in Aintree Green, and the code number is 76 DIS003. Now, this is basically the same model as we just looked at, but in the Aintree Green livery. The darker colours do tend to hide some of the detail, but nevertheless it's still quite a stunning model, and features virtually the same as we've just seen on the other one. The paint finish is quite nice. One thing, to be fair, when photographing close up as we are doing, it does tend to exaggerate the paint finish, which is not so evident when viewed in normal circumstances. Up to the point of making this video, they've released 5 different colours in this version of the Disco 4, so this is one more to add to the collection. Next up we have the Discovery 3. Now this one is a Land Rover Discovery 3 in Rimini Red Metallic, and the number is 76LRD008. Now, the differences between a Disco 3 and a Disco 4 centre around the front of the vehicle, the way the front end's treated, and at the rear the slight differences there, and the rooftop. In the Disco 3 there is no sunroofs, so if you pick one up and you haven't got the box in, etc., it's easy to spot whether you've got a Disco 3 or a Disco 4. Now, this looks really smart in the red livery, and the black setting it off quite nice. Again, all the details are there, everything's nicely picked out. It's very similar body shell to the previous model. The interior's basically the same, with just a slight difference to some of the minor controls that sit in between the driver and passenger seat, but other than that, there's no great difference. The windscreen area, in particular the windscreen wipers, they're really nicely picked out on these models, and so are the door handles, etc. If anything, I prefer the wheels on this version to the previous ones. I don't know, they just look a bit more classy to me, but that's just personal preference. For our last model today, we're going to stick with the Disco 3 theme, and this one is actually in Cairns Blue Metallic, and because it's Land Rover Discovery 3, and the code number is 76LRD006. To date, they have made 8 versions of the Disco 3. I'm sure there'll be more added, but a lot of the other ones are in like police livery, etc., etc., which we may take a look at in another video. But this one again, basically exactly the same model as we've just seen. This one has the same wheels, so that's quite pleasing to me anyway. The dark paints, as I've said, do tend to hide some of the detail, but nevertheless, everything's there. In particular, the little Land Rover badging on the front. It's at this end that you get a difference between this and a Disco 4. It's just the general layout at the front, slightly different. Everything's looking really nice down the sides. The handles, door handles, etc., don't stand out quite so well with this colour scheme, but nevertheless they are picked out. And the rear end, as we've seen on the others, with a nice little badging down at the bottom. On the subject of the other liveries, if you care to go to the website that I have, the details of which will be at the bottom of this video, and then click on the Oxford Diecast link, you'll find that all the Land Rover models they produce in this scale are listed in catalogue order, and there's a photograph of each one. So if you're missing one out of your collection, it's just a quick reference point for you to go to. You get an idea of what it looks like, and then hopefully you'll be able to source it somewhere. So that's about it for this one. We'll see you again in the next one.